Hello, welcome to Israel. My name is David Strasberg, and I am Cammi's uncle. Here's a picture of me with my family in Israel. And here's some pictures of my home. That's from the street. This is where we live in Zichron Yaakov. Some more pictures of my home. And inside the house, here's a beautiful place. Ella, my daughter. And here's some pictures of Ella and Cammi together. So, let's take a trip, shall we? First, let's go pick you up. This is where you are, in Oswego, Illinois. So go ahead and get in our little rocket ship, and I'm going to take you, bang, with me to Israel. So here we go. Say goodbye to the United States of America. We'll fly over the Atlantic Ocean, and we'll see Spain and Northern Africa and the Mediterranean Sea. And that green spot right there is Egypt. And we're going to zoom right in on Israel. There it is. Israel's quite a beautiful place. Here I'm showing you some pictures of Jerusalem and the old city of Jerusalem. There's many different kinds of people in Israel. There's Orthodox Jews, and of course there are Arabs and others here as well. Like these soldiers, the modern state of Israel is really very young, but the story of Israel is much older. It begins in the Bible. If you recall from Sunday school, God promised Abraham that his descendants would be as many as the stars in the sky and would inherit this land. So after Abraham came Isaac and Jacob, and eventually, if you remember the story, the Jews went down to Egypt, became slaves, and then God freed them with the plagues. They came out of Egypt, went back up to Israel. Moses parted the Red Sea. And this is a picture of King David. They also built the Holy Temple. And centuries passed, and eventually the kingdom of Israel fell and was destroyed, and the Jews were dispersed throughout the Western world. The Jews continued to pray for Israel. The Jewish people never gave up hope of returning, and the diaspora, as it was called, was not very friendly to us. Eventually, it didn't happen before the Holocaust, where 6 million Jews were killed, but it did happen in 1948 with this man, David Ben-Gurion. The early days of the state were very hard, and the people who arrived lived in tent cities. But Israel's come a long way since then. I've included a few pictures here of Israel as a great growing society. Here's a picture of Haifa and its port. And Israel has made so many advances in the world in technology, in medical sciences, in solar power and alternative energy. This next bit is a clip about the Israeli field hospital in Haiti.
I'm just amazed. I'm just amazed at what's here. This is like another world compared to the other hospital. Imaging department. I mean, imaging. My God, they have machines here. They have actual operating rooms, and it's just amazing. What's the machine?
It's a respiratory machine.
The ventilator?
Ventilator and monitor. Ventilator, monitor, suction, and oxygen.
I mean, they don't have this at the little hospital that I came from. So the Israelis have set up a field hospital. Has the American government set up a field hospital?
Currently not yet.
The Israelis came from the other side of the world.
Mm-hmm.
There are over 60,000 Israelis.
It's a frustrating thing that I really can't explain.
Yeah, I said it's something that can make you almost embarrassed to be an American.
That field hospital is staffed by the Israeli army. There's many beautiful things in Israel. Here's the national flower, and natural beauty everywhere. Here we even have snow sometimes. I guess that's not so special to you. Here's a picture of us in the old city, looking out over the old city. This is the Western Wall, Judaism's most holy site. Here people even write notes to God and put them into the wall. Here I am in a traditional Moroccan outfit. Okay, let's talk about the Scouts. Scouts in Israel is called the Tzofim, and I have something special for you right now. Some of the Scouts even sing.
The Tzofim Friendship Caravan is taking North America by storm, bringing Israeli culture through song, dance, interactive activities, and audience participation. Performing for over 30 years, the Scouts entertain with 350 shows each summer throughout the United States and Canada. All of the Scouts are Israeli and 17 years old. Each Scout is hand-picked based on talent from thousands of kids across the land.
We tailor-make every show for the audience that we're performing in front of. For instance, where the people might speak Yiddish, we have a Yiddish song. If there's a lot of children in the audience, we have children's songs. And for children, it's a fabulous experience.
My favorite part of the show was the children's medley. The show was awesome.
When I see the show, it really makes me feel connected to Israel. And when I can't be there, the closest way to get to Israel is to be with the Scouts.
They're such enthusiastic representatives of Israel, and they come out with all this joy, and they're from all over Israel.
I thought the Israel Scouts were cool because they showed their culture. They were proud of it. They were doing all the dances.
The whole evening makes me feel, first of all, very, very proud to be a Jew, and very, very proud of Eretz Israel and the land of Israel. I think particularly seeing the children here, sitting in the front row and dancing around the room, and recognizing that this is such an important message, not only for the adults, but particularly for the children in the room and their connection to the land of Israel. Something that touches everybody, and I think that it's the community really that's built there through the songs, through the dances, through the spirit of the Tzofim, starting with the children but reaching everyone. It makes it such a remarkable experience.
It gives our kids an opportunity to talk with Israeli teenagers and find out what their lives are like.
They stay in people's homes. Typically, there's a lifelong relationship created between the scout who stays in the home and the family.
The Tzofim Friendship Caravan is ready to bring exhilarating performances to your community. These motivational shows get adults, kids, and seniors from all walks of life involved in learning about Israel.
Even if you don't know fluent Hebrew, you can understand the meanings of the songs and where they're coming from, and the wonderful videos that were shown also.